oh my, exactly what I wanted to talk about on a Tuesday morning. The OpTic drama continues following their win at CoD Champs. Now it's the home crowd advantage drama going around, guys. And let's just talk about where all of this began. None other than Aches bringing one of the great debates post-CDL Champs to everyone in the community. Was it unfair for OpTic Gaming to have a home event for CoD Champs? And, well, Aches went viral this time around, but here's exactly what he had to say.
We all know that almost every event, no matter who puts it on, it's going to be an OpTic-dominated fan base in the crowd. I think the one thing that was different here was like you had the drums going, right? Like that's only an OpTic event thing. You had, you had the old OpTic team doing a walkout to gas these guys up. Like you had all these like different activations that is very OpTic only, right? And so to your point, I don't think it made a difference in the players that are playing against them, but I guess my perspective is just a traditional type of person with these formats. Like I want to see Activision be responsible for putting on the best event. And I think OpTic could host multiple events throughout the year, but CoD Champs specifically, I'm not taking away. They did obviously OpTic went crazy putting this event on, but I want to see Activision be responsible for hosting CoD Champs because I think it should be that neutral event where there's not a bias, there isn't anyone that has special interest, and that's something that I wish we they thought about. You saw Daniel say when he did the interview was like, I want to thank all of OpTic for putting on this event, but it's like, why isn't the league putting on CoD Champs? You've done it for 14 years, however long. Why is it just now that you're letting sole teams run the CoD Champs event? It felt weird to me as a formality, right?
And to give some credit, I really do enjoy that Aches, says what he wants to say, and it does spark up these debates. And we're all talking about Call of Duty, which ultimately is great for the entire space. And to give a bit more credit to what he was actually trying to say is that for Call of Duty Champs, the culminating event of the entire year, should that be hosted by an individual team? I do agree with him. It should be Activision hosted, not hosted by an individual team. That is not me faulting OpTic for taking the opportunity, though. And, guys, OpTic put on one of the best events I have personally seen for Call of Duty in a long, long time. No one is denying that. And most certainly when it came to Champs Sunday, if OpTic was in the grand finals, the crowd would have been there. There is literally no denying that. If you've ever been to a Call of Duty event, that is just factually true. What you saw this past Sunday would be the same way in pretty much any city in the United States if they were especially to make that run all the way to Sunday. Both things can be true. As you guys can imagine, the Call of Duty community had a lot to say about this one, and some people thinking that Aches was talking about the drum line and the walkout and all of the OpTic activations, which made it felt like more of an OpTic home event than a Call of Duty Champs event, which is meant to, celebrate all teams involved.
Texans, get up on your feet for the home team of Texas.
And this is when Hitch really started having a fun time. He had a lot of tweets out there about people maybe being upset and calling this a home crowd advantage and an OpTic home advantage. And there was a lot of things that he was saying and certainly having fun with himself. To give you guys some other Call of Duty pro player responses out there to many of which actually agree with Ake's main point of the fact that you can have majors that are home hosted by some teams out there. When it comes to the CoD Champs, I would agree Activision should have hosted it, but also a lot of these pro players can admit that yes, OpTic fans were going to show up regardless, and it came back to that common theme of both things can be true. We had someone like Octane giving his opinion about this. We had Scrappy giving his. Even Nadeshot had lots to say as well. Kason, part owner of Atlanta FaZe, saying, I'm gonna be honest, everyone needs to quit complaining about the OpTic home event. It's their event every major, whether they host it or not. The guys played incredible. They deserved it. We lost. Everyone else lost. We take our L and move on. Enough crying. On the next year. Nade saying, nobody cared when we won champs in LA. Every crowd is a home crowd for OpTic. The city does not matter. People are gonna say I'm biased, but it's the truth. The venue truly does not matter, and it's always been that way. Scrappy telling Aches that he's right, and every pro will tell you as well. Tippable for sure though, and he further elaborated that he actually had been saying this ever since OpTic announced they had the home event, and what was he going to do to stand up to Activision and try and stop the billion-dollar company. Octane going, champs should be a neutral event. OpTic helped the CDL and took the opportunity to host it, and it was the best event in the last 5 years. People wouldn't be nearly as upset if they didn't win it, but they did, and the crowd definitely helped. All of this can be true at the same time. He further elaborated, I should have left the crowd portion out of the tweet because I didn't mean it in a way that discredits the win. That's the last thing I wanted to say because they deserved it without a doubt. If I'm wrong about the crowd situation happening regardless of a home event or location, then I'll own it. And then we had other OpTic people like Methods maybe digging up some old clips of Aches, maybe going back a bit on his word, where a clip of him and Zuma and Ben, and he was saying how the crowd does not impact the players. Oh, a little different.
Have you guys sat in that room? Like, if you sat there and watched a match,
what?
I'm telling you, you should go in there and know how loud it is. You guys, it's easy to say.
There could be guns being shot by my earphone, bro. Like, it doesn't change anything.
I'm telling you, it's different in that room, bro. I'm telling you, it's different, dude.
Bro, they've done this before.
Bro, listen,
like,
Ben,
this is
Ben,
not
and they've lost every time.
I'm telling you right now.
They've lost on line. They've lost on land. It's not a crowd choose. It's a matchup. It's a matchup game.
I'm telling you right now, that's like a spectator thing. No player thinks that way.
This is more often than not just a matchup.
Everyone has come in and gotten railed.
I want you to go up to Crowder, look him in the eye, and say, "You guys lost because of the crowd." And I want you to tell me what Chris
Pratt. I'm on the podcast on Tuesday.
But at the end of the day, I want to know what you guys think. Was there an OpTic home crowd advantage? Home crowd advantage, I would personally say no, because I've been to a Call of Duty event, and if OpTic is playing, then they always have a home crowd advantage. It is just true. And if you saw this CoD Champs when OpTic was not competing, well, they panned to that audience a little less than usual because that place was missing quite a few people, all right? No matter what venue, no matter what city in America, if OpTic was going to make a run in this tournament, they were going to have fans with them and be the home crowd advantage. That does not refute the point or take away from the point that Activision should have hosted Call of Duty Champs. 100%. It should be neutral in that capacity, but regardless, the fans were still going to be there for OpTic. So it feels like a giant moot point where you shouldn't be feeling too hot and heavy on either side. Just be happy that this is what we're talking about, all right? This is the most heated debate 2 days after Champs is the home crowd advantage. It's great. We're all talking about Call of Duty. OpTic put on a spectacular event. It had me watching, and I was at a different event on my phone just watching CoD Champs because of them. The boys made a great and stellar run to win the entire thing. And yeah, hopefully Activision sees this and goes, whoa, that is a grade A class production. We should be doing that for our next CoD Champs or events in the future, you know? Till next time, take care of yourselves. Hope you guys all enjoy your day, all right? Drink water and coffee. It ain't too bad. Life is good. Enjoy it, all right? And I'll see you guys back here next time. Take care.